So, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, classmates. My name is Clifford, and together with Mr. Kyle Lopez, we will discuss the chapter 5, which is about the personality and values in an organization. Okay, so let's begin with by defining what is personality and how it affects in an organization. So the word personality is derived from a Greek word persona, which means mask or full face or to speak through. It is a unique set of traits and characteristics relatively stable over time. It refers to individual differences in characteristic patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving, and it is the qualities as moods or habits that make one human being different from others. So obviously, personality is the representation of our character or identity that we are showing towards other people. That's why if you notice, ang personality's representation is wearing a mask, kaya di ba? Sometimes the personality that we are showing towards other is not actually the personality that we have, but we are just showing it because or just for the sake of having a good relationship towards other people. Personality is also an important factor in an organization or in a workplace because it can affect many aspects, especially by the way a person think, feel, and behave. For example, a person's behavior, attitudes, and decisions can eventually affect their motivation, performance, and leadership. And if all of these are affected, then it will most likely affect the overall job satisfaction and productivity of the group or of the company. For sure, everyone would agree that a person's behavior in the workplace can really affect his or her overall performance. Kaya 'di ba, if ang employee shows a negative behavior, then there is a big chance or possibility na maging poor man ang iya performance, maging prone siya sa mga mistakes, and eventually maging low ang iya productivity. Unlike kung nami ang imo personality or behavior, syempre, manami man ang ato niya productivity and also your relationship with other people. And to better determine and understand each person's personality, the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, also known as MBTI, was developed. MBTI is a tool which is frequently used to help individuals understand their own communication preference and how they interact with others. Having an awareness of what MBTI is can help you adopt your interpersonal approach to different situations and audiences. To better understand, MBTI uses four scales to talk about preference, and these are called the four dimensions. So the first dimension is the extroverts and introverts, wherein ang extroverts are energized by people, enjoy a variety of tasks, a quick pace, and are good at multitasking. While ang introverts naman often like working alone or in small groups, prefer a more deliberate pace, and like to focus on one task at a time. The second dimension is the sensors and intuitives. Sensors are realistic people who like to focus on the facts and details and apply common sense and past experiences to come up with practical solutions to every problems. Ang intuitives naman prefer to focus on possibilities and the big picture, easily see patterns, value innovation, and seek creative solutions to problems. The third dimension is the thinkers and the feelers. Thinkers tend to make decisions using logical analysis, objectively weigh pros and cons, and value honesty, consistency, and fairness. While the feelers tend to be sensitive and cooperative and decide based on their own personal values and how others will be affected by their actions. And the last dimensions is the judgers and perceivers. Judgers tend to be organized and prepared, like to make and stick to plans, and are comfortable following most rules. Perceivers prefer to keep their options open, like to be able to act spontaneously, and like to be flexible and making plans. So let's say, for example, your answer to these four dimensions is you are extroverts, you are sensors, you are feelers, and you are judgers, then most likely the result of your test is you are a friendly, outgoing, reliable, conscientious, organized, practical, seek to be helpful and please others, enjoy being active and productive. Actually, there are 16 results for MBTI tests, and the results depends on your answers to the four dimensions that was previously shown shown in my previous slides. So aside from MBTI, researchers also developed the Big Five personality traits, which they consider as the major traits of every individual. These five personality traits are openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism, or also known as the ocean. So, openness is about how a person reacts to new things and experiences. People with high scores of openness traits are artistic and adventurous, while those with low openness naman are most likely resistant to new ideas and dislike changes. Ang conscientiousness refers to the degree to which a person is organized, systematic, punctual, achievement-oriented, and dependable. Muna sila ang mga determinado and with positive attitude, while those ang nanubo ang conscientiousness are most likely impulsive or reckless and might delay their tasks and assignments. Next is the extroversion, which is about how a person interacts with other people. People with high scores for this trait are confident, imperative, and socially active, while people with low extroversion enjoys being alone and away from public interactions. Also is agreeableness, which determines how well you understand others and get along with them. People with high scores in agreeableness are kind, sympathetic, cooperative, and devoted. People having low scores are sometimes sarcastic and can be seen as unkind. And lastly is the neuroticism, which describes how good a person is at controlling emotions and avoiding stress and strain. People with low scores are more likely to have low self-esteem and emotional weakness, while the ones having high scores are more confident and uplifted. So, in addition to the Big Five personality traits and MBTI, there are also major personality attributes that influence organizational behavior, such as first, the locus of control, which is the degree to which individuals believe that they are the masters of their own fate. Based on this attribute, people can be classified as internals and externals. Internals, which refers to those individuals who control what happens to them and generally perform better on their job. While ang externals are those nga gapati nga ang ila fate is controlled by outside forces or gapati sila nga kung ano ang gakatabo sa ila is amo na gid na ang ila nga swerte. They are also less satisfied with their job. Next is the Machiavellianism. This trait aims to gain power and control over others. It is the degree to which an individual is pragmatic, maintains emotional distance, and believes that ends can justify means. Its motto is, if it works, then use it. Meaning, amo ni sila ang mga tao nga mga mahilig manggamit sa iba niya tao for their own benefit. Next is the self-esteem, which refers on how we value and perceive our own selves. Kay di ba may ara gid iba niya unhappy and unsatisfied sa ilang mga kaugalingon, while may ara man niya nga kabaliktaran which they are very proud of themselves and sa ilang mga achievements in life. We also have the self-monitoring, which refers to an individual's ability to adjust his behavior to situational factors. Meaning, muni sila ang mga dasig maka-adapt sa mga sitwasyon and kabalo makibagay sa iba niya tao. Also, we have the risk-taking, which refer to a person's willingness to risk. People differ in their willingness to take risk. There are people nga low risk taker and there are people naman nga low risk taker. So high risk taker people tends to be speculative. They make quick decision with less information and they work in risky situation. While ang low risk takers naman are usually avoid risk and they prefer to work in stable situations and they resist change. And lastly is the personality type wherein a person can either have a type A or a type B personality. So those people who are in the type A personality or who has the type A personality are those competitive, aggressive, and achievement oriented, while those people who are in the type B personality are easygoing, less stressed, and indifferent. So this actually ends my report for the first part of the personality and values. So the second part will be reported by Sir Kyle Lopez. Thank you po.